And I believe, hold on, still says it's connected. There we go. We're officially live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Another great night last night. VIP went, what was that, 7-1 Toast or 6-1?
7-1, baby.
7-1. The Mariners were our only loss on the VIP ticket last night. The Sauce picks up another victory on the show. At 3.44 units, I finished that. Sean was right behind me, though. 2.53, I think he had. So, overall, just a great night for the squad. And here's the good news. Not only have things been going really well, but I snapped my Tuesday losing streak last week. You know how Tuesday's just been the devil for me. No matter how hot I am, I always fuck it up on Tuesdays. I cashed on last Tuesday. I was in the green. So that streak is over. Nothing but positive vibes here at the Sauce Network. Whoa, we lost Sean already.
I was going to say, is that only just me?
No. His screen went black. All right, well, let's give him a second. But Toast, the most unlucky night of all time. He goes 4-5 on the show. His props go like 9-1 that he gave out on Twitter.
It's been like that for the last couple of days. It just seems like, and which is fine with me because the VIP is where my heart is, and if that's continuing make money, then I'm all about it. So it's just some of those times when you get unlucky, but at the same time that you've been on a run and stuff like that, it's hard to complain at the network. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, the VIP is always the most important. You got to make sure those people get taken care of, and they have been recently. Damn. Sean's back. Sean is back. So we got 16 games, but I actually don't even have a pick for this one that starts in 9 minutes. They didn't even have pitchers announced like 90 minutes ago. So I don't know if you guys have anything. I have nothing for the Royals game.
No, I mean, if you guys, gun to my head, I would take Royals in the first 5 just because of how bad Fat Lance has been.
All right, Sean, did you want to give out a pick for that game? Neither of us are, so.
I wrote down White Sox money line, but it was only going to be a half unit play. I don't feel great about it.
So let's just skip it. We'll start right here at Marlins. Marlins in Philadelphia here to play the red hot Phillies. Yeah, those Phillies are red hot. Won 9 of their last 10, I believe. I'll go first here, and to me, I'm not going to say this is my favorite play, but I will say this was probably the most obvious one. When I was capping, it was like, oh, I have to bet that when I was looking at all the numbers. It's Philly minus 1.5 at minus 114 for a full unit. You know when you're capping a game and then every single number you look at just supports your side. Like you look at bullpen numbers and you're like, yup. And then you look at like batting against certain arms, lefties or righties. You're like, yeah, and everything supports your side. That was this one. I don't even care that the public is heavy on the Phillies here. In my opinion, this is clearly the right side to be on. Phillies are red hot. Zach Wheeler pitching. And with the exception of that one game up in Toronto, this dude has been basically virtually unhittable for like a month and a half now. I wanted to take the Miami first 5 team total under really bad, but yeah, it was juiced to the tits. I think it was like minus 160 for under 1.5 now. And then the very last thing, Braxton Garrett pitching for the Marlins, and I actually really like Braxton Garrett. I actually think he's going to have a real nice year next year. The thing is, number one, his ERA is 3.20 at home. It jumps to a 4.23 on the road, so he's slightly worse on the road to begin with. But the kicker is, in the last 2 weeks, nobody's been hitting left-handed pitching like the Phillies. They lead the MLB with a 984 team OPS. The next highest is the Astros at 910. So not only do they have the best OPS against lefties recently, they have it by far. Phillies team is smacking the shit out of lefties. I think Braxton Garrett's in for a really tough spot. Phillies minus 1.5 all the way. Sean, are you riding with your Phillies?
Of course. They're one of the hottest teams in baseball, and also on Wheeler. You're right, he's been almost unhittable for about a month now, a little over a month. Great value on a Cy Young, by the way. Hold on. My dogs are just, they're betting the Phillies minus 1.5 too. But I'm going to go ahead and take it for 1.5 units, and I'm also going to lay a half unit on them first 5 minus the half a run at minus 164.
Minus 164, and you said a half unit on that. All right, so Sean's throwing an extra bet in there, betting the Phillies 2 ways, and laying a full 2 units on this game. So clearly he likes it. Toast, I'm assuming you're on the Phillies with us.
Yeah, Phillies minus 1.5 for or for 0.75 units. Excuse me. But then I also want to do Phillies Cardinals money line parlay for a half a unit, and that's going to come back at plus 125. I'll get into the Cardinals game when we get to that, but you guys made all the points for the Phillies. You already know what it is. Just keep on riding them stuff.
No need to beat that game with a dead horse. Everyone knows what's up with that. So Phillies, Cardinals, money line parlay.
I will point out really quickly, though, I even like this spot for Wheeler even more because if you look, Miami lit him up the last time they saw him for 7 runs. So I think we have Wheeler not only at home, but in a revenge spot as well. I really like it.
Clay Patzer, happy to hear it, man. Happy to hear you made some good money off the VIP last night. Always brightens my heart to hear it.
Same.
Let's move on to the next one because we have a lot to cover. Toronto at Baltimore. Toast, why don't you start us off here?
Yep, I got a couple plays in this game. So I'm going to go Toronto money line minus 160 for a full unit. And then I want the Blue Jays first 5 team total over 2.5 at minus 105 for a half a unit. And then I will also take the over, in the first 5? Over 4.5 at minus 110 for a half a unit as well. I just really like what we have right here lining up for Baltimore or for Toronto against Baltimore today. Kyle Bradish is a guy that has pitched pretty well lately, but his numbers against right-handed hitters are just absolutely horrible. Against lefties, teams have a 731 OPS, but right-handed teams have a 1.035 OPS against him. Guys like Vlad, Bo, Gurriel, Chapman, all those guys are right-handed hitters. Not to mention the fact we have a Toronto bullpen that's rested. None of the big guys pitched yesterday. All 4 of the main guys for the Orioles pitched yesterday. Don't really want to get crazy and lay the 1.5, but I'm all over Toronto today.
Sean, you agree with them? I saw you nodded.
100%. It's my twin, Alex Manoah, on the bump today for the Blue Jays facing Badish. Just gets hit around. I'm with Toast. I'm laying the on the money line for a full unit as well, but unlike Toast, I will sprinkle that 1.5, and I'm going to do that for a half unit as well.
What are those odds at?
It's at plus 100.
All right, so I stand alone on my own island in this one. But I'm not beating down the door telling people to tail me here. I am going to take Baltimore, but I'm going to take the 1.5 for starters. And I got that at minus 120. I'll put 0.75 units on it. Not going crazy. The thing is, I'm not overly impressed with Alek Manoah's strength of schedule recently, especially the road starts. He pitched pretty well in Minnesota, but the Twins' bats have been slumping for like a week and a half now. They haven't been the same. Then before that, he went to Boston and pitched well against the Red Sox. Yo, do you remember what Boston was like 2 weeks ago? They were the worst team in baseball. Maybe still are. They were slumping real bad. And he did pitch well in Seattle, but what I'm getting at is it's been a while since we've seen him go on the road and throw against a hot lineup. And that's what he's looking at today. The Baltimore Orioles, 7th in the MLB in team OPS in the past 2 weeks. Against righties, against lefties, they're hitting everything. I know a lot of people are going to be turned off by Kyle Bradish pitching, but yo, look at his last 2 starts. Dude goes into Cincinnati, beats the Reds. Then he goes into Texas and beats the Rangers. Now, the Rangers have been slumping a little bit, but Cincinnati at home is not the easiest place to pitch. Both great starts from Kyle Bradish there. It's not that I love Baltimore to win this game. I just think Toronto is overpriced in this division matchup, so I'll take the 1.5 for 0.75. All right, moving along. Speaking of the Cincinnati Reds, they're in Citi Field to play the Metropolitans. I'll start us off here because I just went last. Look, I don't need to repeat what I said yesterday about the Cincinnati Reds bats on the road against right-handed pitching. If you remember yesterday, it was a 497 team OPS in the last 2 weeks, worse than baseball. Same situation here. I don't need to reiterate it. They lived right up to their reputation last night. Only put up 1 run. I cashed both my bets. Now they're pitching. They're going to try to hit against Cookie Carrasco, who's been on an absolute warpath, especially at home. The Mets have won 6 straight Carrasco starts. Dude had a 0.90 ERA in the whole month of July, and he's pitching against Mike Minor. Mike Minor on the road. I mean, come on, this dude just got smacked around by the Marlins. I mean, if you look at his game logs, it's beyond embarrassing. It's at the point where it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, are you sure you want this? Are you sure you want to be a big league ball player? Like, and then add on another thing that the Mets bullpen is rested. They have Diaz, they have Lugo. I don't think there's any chance in hell the Mets lose this game, but they are the Mets, so you never know. What I ended up doing is I'm taking this for 1.25 units here, just SGP. And it's the Mets money line and under 13.5. Even if the Mets put up 11, I think this under still hits. So I'm pretty comfortable there. Basically, all I did was knock the juice down from minus 330 or whatever the hell the Mets are at, all the way down to minus 155. That's what I feel like I got away with there. Toast, where are you at?
Same type of situation as you. I was just trying to focus on the Mets and trying to get it down. So I did an SGP with the Mets money line and their team total over 4.5, minus 120 for a full unit.
Mets money line and their team total over 4.5. And then what'd that come out to? Okay, for a full unit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're basically in a similar boat,
Yes.
even though I went under. Sean, where are you at?
Same boat as you guys. I stood alone yesterday, laying the minus 1.5 with the Mets. I like the spot even more here. Pitching matchup, in my opinion, is even more at a disadvantage for the Reds today. Cookie Carrasco got rocked his last start versus the Braves. Obviously, this Reds lineup ain't the Atlanta Braves. I'm going right back. Mets minus 1.5, and that comes in at minus 154.
Minus 154. I'm guessing full unit, right?
Yes.
All right, so, other than my Baltimore pick, we're all leaning the same way so far. Plenty of games to go as we cruise on to the next one. Sean, why don't you start us off on this one? Cleveland at Detroit.
I really honestly went back and forth in this game. Bieber got demolished by the Tigers in his last start versus them. But historically, he owns the Tigers, so I'm expecting a bounce-back spot here. And then I trust his Guardians lineup more than I do the Tigers here. So I'm going to I'm not laying 200. I would never do that with a team like the Guardians. But they're the road team. They're going to get the extra at bet. I'm going to lay Cleveland minus 1.5, and that comes in at minus 114. And I'm only going to take that for a half unit. Like I said, I was going back and forth with this.
Yeah, me too. What I ended up doing, and I don't even like it. As I'm saying it, I don't like it. I ended up going with the Detroit first 5 team total over. It's at plus 125 because they just hit Shane Bieber last start. But like you said, Bieber, over the course of his career, has dominated Detroit. So I'm only on a half unit as well. See if there's any notes that I feel like I should get across here. Yeah, they just rocked Bieber. That was July 6th, too, so relatively recently, about a month ago. And also, I think Shane Bieber's splits are a little deceiving because if you just glance, his ERA on the road is 3.32 versus 3.53 at home. So it's actually a little better on the road. But if you take a deeper look, batting average, slugging percentage, on-base percentage are all significantly higher on the road. So I think that there's he's had some good fortune to keep that ERA on the road down. I think he's definitely vulnerable on the road, as we've seen. Meanwhile, I like Tyler Alexander, even though I'm not going to pick a side, so no need to get into Tyler Alexander. But I wanted to take the Tigers. I just couldn't get there. I just took their first 5 team total. Kind of a cop-out bet there, not going to lie.
So I actually really like the first 5 under 3.5 at minus 115. And a lot of people are going to say, Jesus, that's low. But totals are low for a reason, guys. That's first and foremost. And if you take a look at what Tyler Alexander has done, he's been really good. He did get hit up against Cleveland last year, but at the same time, if you take a look at his game logs, I mean, he's losing games, but he's only given up 2 runs. I mean, obviously the Dodgers hit him up and Colorado hit him up, but I don't feel like the way that Cleveland's been playing, they're going to hit him super hard. And then, like you guys touched on, Bieber's history against the Tigers is solid. So, and then just take it one step further, just in general, when these two teams play, a lot of 6-1s, 4-2s. I mean, I think like five of the last first five unders have went under this number. So I just don't see a lot of scoring in this game.
Yeah. I mean, I hear that. It's probably only one of us is going to cash our bets, but if the Tigers are up 2-0, we both cash.
I'm down with that.
How much you want to bet on that?
0.75.
All right, cool. All right. Doesn't really. I think we're all in the same boat where we don't like that game at all. Next game is Atlanta at Boston. Oh, let me go first here because I have a sharp plus money play here. Two of them actually. I'm going to copy and paste them over. Now, I'm going to openly admit the risk factor on these are high. When I first copy and paste this on there, it's going to jar you a bit because the numbers are high, but I think they're high for a reason. I think they're trying to get everyone on the unders here. I'm on both team totals overs. Boston over 4.5, Braves over 5.5, both at plus money, both for a half unit. Hear me out. I love this here. Hear me out. So, we got both these starting pitchers in uncomfortable spots. Charlie Morton has an ERA just under 5 on the road this year. He has not been great on the road at all. He's much more comfortable at home in Atlanta. Not only has Rich Hill not really been in the rotation for a couple months, but his last 2 starts were absolutely dreadful. And he's been way worse at Boston. He's got an ERA over 6 at Fenway Park this year. So we got 2 starting pitchers, both in uncomfortable spots. That's just to start this off, right? Now let's add on the fact that both of these lineups have been scoring runs. The last 5 Atlanta Braves games has gone 4-0-1 to the over. Braves are scoring runs. If you look at the last 2 games, they scored 2 and 2. That was against Scherzer and DeGrom. Cut them some slack. They've been scoring runs. Boston, by the way, is 3-2 to the over in their last 5 as well. Neither team really playing that well, but they're both scoring. And to top it all off, these are 2 of the coldest bullpens in baseball right now. Boston Red Sox, I'm convinced, is the worst bullpen in baseball. In the past 2 weeks, they're dead last in ERA. You want to know where Atlanta is? 26th. The Braves bullpen has been trash as well. So we got 2 starting pitchers in bad spots, 2 lineups that are hitting the ball, and 2 trash bullpens. How am I not playing both those overs at plus money? Whoever, Sean or Toast, whoever wants to go next.
I'll go next. I'm all over the Braves today. Give me the Braves money line at minus 155 for a full unit. And then also give me the Braves first 5 team total over 2.5 at, sorry, my phone's loading right now, but 1 second. It will be at, of course it doesn't show up, minus 120 for 0.75 units. So first and foremost, the Braves, this could be a possible flat spot for them after playing the Mets, but I don't really see that. And I've actually been on record many times. Like, I'm not the guy that especially wants to play Charlie Morton on a Tuesday night in the regular season. Like, that's not my spot. But I don't think this is just some regular game for them. I actually think this is a big game after what happened against the Mets. I think we're going to see a good Charlie Morton today. Braves are number 2 in OPS against left-handed pitching, and Rich Hill is a guy that we like to focus on the road, but at home it's a completely different story. Teams are have a 900 OPS against him when he pitches in Fenway. And like Kyle said, the Boston bullpen is just absolutely garbage. I'm all over the Braves today.
To answer this question about my bet, he said, why not just take the over in the game? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Why take 1 minus 110 bet when I can take 2 plus money bets? That's why. Anyway, Sean, where are you at in this game? Looks like me and Toast are both leaning over.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as I'm not going to play the over, but your thought process, I'm on the same wavelength as, except I trust Uncle Charlie a little more than I feel like you two do. Outside of the start against the Phillies and then the start against the Mets in the past couple weeks, he's actually pitched really well over the last month or so. He got off to a really slow start this year, but he's got it going as the season went on outside of them 2 games. And I trust him here versus Dick Mountain. He's been getting smoked, and I'm taking the Braves minus 1.5. It's my theme tonight. So it's coming back at plus 100.
How much you betting on it?
Full unit.
Full unit. All right, so both of them on the Braves. I couldn't really get to a side, but it seems like we all are expecting some runs. So, ooh, that's not equals 100. It's plus 100. All right, cool. Another game down. Cruising right along to Washington Nationals on the road in Wrigley Field with Stroman pitching. I'll go first here. Shit. Well, here we go. I'm on Washington on the money line for 0.75 units too. It's at plus 175. The more at first it was like I can't really get to the side. I'll just take this number, but I actually kind of liked it a little. So I know that the Nats are losing a ton of games right now. They're 2-10 in their last 12. I get it. But in my opinion, I think that's a little misleading. The lineup's hitting the ball. It's hitting the ball way better than they were early in the season. Do you know that in the past 2 weeks, just combined team OPS, screw righties or lefties, just which teams have the best OPS? I didn't even write it down. The Nats are 11th, I think, in the last 2 weeks. They're right up there. And they're 2-10 in that span. To me, that's if you're hitting the ball, if you're putting up top half of the league OPS, you're going to win some baseball games. So just positive regression. I think that comes back around a little bit. And how much do you really trust the Cubs? Like, for real. I get it. Nationals
Especially
on the road.
Stroman.
Yeah. I don't really trust them at all. Yeah, the Cubs are the better team here, but I don't trust that lineup at all. I think Stroman could throw 6 scoreless innings and Cubs still lose this game. I'm pretty sure this game yesterday went 0-0 into like the 7th or so. Oh no, the Cubs took a lead, but they didn't score much. It was like 3-0 going into the 9th. There's not a lot of action happening here. At plus 175, I'm gonna take a stab with the Nats. I know I'm gonna be alone here.
You want me to go, Sean?
Oh yeah, Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm kind of glad you said that because I was seeing the same thing. The Nationals are finding ways to lose games. I mean, that's what bad teams do. But they are hitting the ball. And then last week, their loss to the Phillies, the game that got rained out in the 5th inning, they had 12 hits in the 5th inning in that game. And if it didn't get rained out, they might have got the Phillies that night. Who knows? But the team is scoring runs, and I think Espino is going to give up runs. He's nobody's shutdown pitcher. So I can't get there on the Nationals. They're going to have to win a game before I lay down some money on them to win. But I'm going to play the over. I think it's a little low here. Over 7.5, and it's I actually don't have what the price is.
I can get it in 2 seconds. So this is Washington right here, over under 7.5, and you're going over. It's minus 115.
Yeah, I'll take that for a half unit. Don't love it, but I think you're going to see some runs in this game.
All right, Toast.
I am not on your guys' side. Sorry.
So that means he likes Cubs and under.
Cubs first 5 minus 0.5, minus 135 for a full unit. There's a small chance, guys, I make this play every single game in this series. Again, I do think we have a big pitching advantage. Marcus Stroman hasn't pitched much at home, and then people are going to say, well, man, look at Toast. Look at his home numbers. Well, yeah, he's faced the Mets, the Cardinals, the D-backs, and the Rays, and that was like when the Rays were healthy way back when. So they actually had everybody in the lineup. Not to mention, the Cubs are in decent form right now. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, and Paulo Espino is not somebody that I can trust. You guys might become 100% right about the bullpens and whatnot. I have nothing to do with that. But as far as this first 5, I think I'm very safe with Stroman.
All right. I mean, it's hard to argue with Stroman having the advantage over Espino. It's tough to really debate that, but yeah, I'm taking a stab. So let's move on to the next one. Rays at Brewers. Toast, why don't you start us off?
So, I'm taking the dog. I'm taking the Rays on the money line at plus 140 for 0.75 units. This is going to be a bullpen game for the Rays, but for the record, I don't really mind that. The Rays are the team that invented this, so I understand that they're not the same team as they once were, but I do trust it. And then if you go look at Freddie Peralta, he got smacked around by the Pirates, and this is his second start off of coming off in the injury. So I don't understand why we can even look to start trusting the Brewers, especially at this price, especially when their bullpen hasn't been the same since Hader's left. And if you take a look at the Brewers in any sample size over 10, 20, 30 games, they are a losing baseball team in that span. Give me the Rays right now.
I'll go second because I got the same exact thing. And as far as the reasoning, it's like he was reading his answer out of my notes because I wrote like almost the same exact thing. Bullpen day for the Rays, but honestly, you could even make a case for that being a positive with them. And their bullpen, in the beginning of the year, their bullpen was great. They slumped for like 2 months, but they're back. They're top 10 in basically every category: ERA, on-base percentage allowed, slugging percentage allowed, batting average allowed. They're back in the top 10 in everything, and actually, for slugging percentage and on-base percentage, I think they're like third and fourth. So the Rays bullpen is coming back to form. Freddie Peralta looked horrible in his first start back from injury. He's on my fantasy team. It sucked. How do you trust it now? I mean, I need him to see him throw a good game before I start laying some bread on him. And then the last thing, how are the Brewers juiced up to minus 167 against a winning baseball team when the Brewers are 1-6 in their last 7? They're 1-6 in their last 7 baseball games. I mean, if you're going to give me plus 140 money line against a team that's lost 6 of 7, I mean, sign me up 99 times out of 100. I'm on Tampa. Same price, same bet.
You can pretty much copy and paste it over to me as well, except the full unit here. You guys hit on it. Bullpen day, but the Rays are literally the bullpen team. And I don't like this Brewers team, to be completely honest with you. I'm praying that that's the Phillies matchup in the wild card round, because I'll just go ahead and buy my tickets for the NLDS before the series is over. Peralta's been shaky since he came back from injury, and I don't think this Brewers lineup puts fear into anyone. Very consistent. I can't believe you're getting the Rays here at plus 140.
I want to point out this comment because I like when people just throw like really dope analytics in here. Right here from BG guy. This guy. Brewers are ass juice. So thanks for that breakdown.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right. Next game.
Matter of fact, I'm going to quote that in my write-up right now.
Ass juice. Texas on the road in Houston. I'll go first because this is short. I'm betting the Astros without a doubt. No hesitation. I'm laying the 1.5, even at home.
Wow.
For a full unit.
Took a page out of my book there, Toast.
I love this one. You got the Astros coming off back-to-back losses, back at home with a day off. I mean, Martin Perez is pitching for the Rangers, and he's been solid this year, but the Astros are annihilating lefties. They'd be first in the MLB in the last 2 weeks if it wasn't for the Phillies also annihilating lefties. So definitely on Houston. I probably will bet Houston first 5 on the run line as well, even though I don't even like Urquidy that much. Don't care. Love Houston in this spot.
Go ahead, Sean.
I ain't gonna lie. I took a look at the Astros minus 1.5, but then I was like, I already have like 5 minus 1.5 bets already placed tonight, and I don't think every team's gonna win by 2. So, but Perez has actually shut down the Astros so far this year. Every time he's faced them, one complete game mixed in there as well versus the Astros. But I don't trust this Texas lineup to be consistent enough to hit the ball. I'm gonna play the under 7.5 here, and hopefully Perez does his thing. Kyle, I hope they win 2-0. So you get your bet.
There you go.
I'm gonna take that for a half a unit under 7.5.
What is the odds on it? Do you know?
Yeah, I probably should start writing them down.
Well, for baseball's the only one where you got to do that.
Hold on, you can get 8 at minus 115 at DraftKings if you want that, because that's what I'm playing.
Yeah, give me that. Minus 7.5. It shows minus 102, but I'll lay the extra juice to get the extra half run.
And you just said a half unit, right?
Yes.
All right. Toast, I believe, is fading the bad guys. Let's hear it.
I am fading the bad guys. I'm going to go on a little soliloquy, so just bear with me here, but I truly believe this. Listen, I invented making bad guys betting the bad guys fun. Okay, just gonna throw that out there. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys. But anyway, look. First and foremost, the Astros are coming home off of a road trip. I don't really worry about that if I'm betting the Astros because they play so much better in the juice box. Jose Urquidy has been fantastic for them. He's got really good numbers against Texas. Yada yada yada. Let's get to Texas. Martin Perez on the mound. We're getting a guy that just faced this team earlier in the year, went 9 innings, gave up 8 hits on no runs at plus 155. But here's why I kind of like it even more. I like the under a lot. So first and foremost, I'm going to play the under 8 like Sean is at minus 115 for 0.75 units. But I'm also playing Texas on the money line at plus 155 for a half a unit as well. Listen, Texas is 6-24 in 1-run games this year, okay? Their bullpen is like middle of the pack. I just don't think that number is going to be so bad. I think this is a very low-scoring game. So if you're going to give me a nice big dog with, I think, the pitching advantage, I'm going to take it. So, yeah, I'm all over Texas today. I mean, I'm not all over, but I do think that they have a very good chance.
All right, Toast playing the dog there with the Rangers. Let's cruise it along to Cardinals at Colorado Rockies. And I'll go first again. Let me put my bets up there. I'm on Colorado 2As here. I have them money line at plus 145 for a half unit. And I'm playing the first 5 plus a half run at plus 100 for another half unit. All right. So it's interesting that these two teams are matched up because these are two of the biggest hot and cold teams depending on where the game is being played. Cardinals have won 7 straight, but 6 of those games were at home. The St. Louis team isn't the same on the road. Forget what you know about these teams, right? Because this game's at Coors Field. Let's just break it down like that. The Cardinals are a first-place team, right? On the road, they're just 25-28. They're a below 500 baseball team on the road. The Rockies are a last-place team. At home, they're 30-27, an above 500 team. So if you're just looking at Rockies at home versus Cardinals on the road, the Rockies are 6 games up in that discussion. So the fact that this is priced like this to begin with a team that's above 500 at home, I love that. Now, obviously, the Cardinals have the pitching advantage, but let's be real. It's been a while since Michaelis. I mean, when I say a while, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since Michaelis looked like the Michaelis we were cashing bets on. He's been looked really shaky in 2 of his last 3 starts, and then the other start where he looked solid, it was against Washington. So I'm not sure how highly I value Michaelis right now until he shows me he's coming back around. The guy pitching for the Rockies is Ryan Feltner, and yeah, the name's probably going to scare people off of Colorado. That's fine with me. This dude's last home start, though, he went 3 2/3 innings and held the Dodgers to 0 runs. So he's capable of getting it done in Coors Field somewhat. I'm on the Rockies in Coors Field. Sean.
Yeah, normally I'm shaking my head because I'm in agreement with you, but now I'm shaking my head because this is going to be the game that gives me the win tonight. I'm laying a full unit on the Cardinals minus 1.5. That's coming in at minus 125. Michaelis has been very good for the Cardinals this year. Kind of came back down to earth a little bit as you touched on. But I mean, Feltner, you could look at his game logs. He's not going to go deep into a game, and you trust the Rockies bullpen to hold this Cardinals lineup down for a majority of the game. If he doesn't throw 5 or 6, I really love this bet here for the Cardinals.
Toast, whose side are you on here?
Oh, I'm all over the Cardinals. The Feldner, the last time that he pitched in Coors like that, yeah, he did pitch decent, or he got lit up pitched decent against the Dodgers, but that was in relief. The last time he was a starter in Colorado was against the Braves, where he went 3 innings.
You're breaking up, bro. You're breaking up. I can't hear you. And he's gone. Damn it! Oh no, Cardinals Phillies money line parlay he had. Remember, he gave that out earlier. So if he comes back, we'll circle back. He'll be back. We'll circle back to that. So I'm on my own island here with the Colorado Rockies. Good. I like it. It's nice and quiet on this island. Next game, Pittsburgh and Arizona. A lot of playoff implications in this matchup here. So why don't you go first on this one?
It's simple for me. I think both of these teams are bottom of the league. I mean, I don't even think that's an opinion. That's a fact. Diamondbacks were selling at the deadline. Henry is one of their top guys, supposed to be very good in the future. Got smoked at his debut. And I can't you look at you telling me he's minus 161 here after he just got smoked in his debut. Give me the Pirates plus 135 for a half unit on the money.
Ooh, he goes with the Pirates. Interesting. I was leaning there for a little, but I didn't go. I'll go next. I have an SGP in this one. This was the one. Actually, this game and the Yankee game were the two that I was just back and forth on. I ended up doing this SGP right here. Like, super conservative. Arizona money line at under 11.5. And that's at minus 135. And I'll put just 0.75 units on it. Nothing crazy. Oh, how much did you put on your bet, Sean? I didn't write it down.
Just a half unit. I mean, it is the Pirates.
It is the Pirates, is right. So, yeah, that's where I'm at on this one. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite game on the board, to be honest. Pittsburgh's a pretty public dog here. People like him, and I see why. Because Arizona, with this kid on the mound, might be a decent spot. And more people are familiar with Zach Thompson. But here's the thing. I don't know how I could put a single dollar on Zach Thompson right now. In his last 3 starts, he's got a 9.98 ERA. And all 3 of those games were at home, and one of them was against the Marlins. This guy gave up 7 earned runs at home to the Marlins. That's just, I mean, that's rock bottom. You know, that's where you go to rehab after that or something. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who this guy Tommy Henry is. I'm assuming some kind of prospect. I really don't know.
He's supposed to be one of their guys for the future, but I mean he got absolutely ripped up in his first start.
I saw that. I was looking at this game log.
That's the only reason I played the Pirates. I just can't get to 2 bad teams with one guy making his second start as a 160 favorite.
Yeah, it is a lot of juice to lay with a guy named Tommy Henry. But what was the deciding factor was he's a lefty, and he's at home against a Pirates team that A, can't hit lefties, and B, can't hit on the road. So, whatever. I'll take my chances with this SGP here. Toast, where are you at on this weird-ass game?
I actually think the Pirates have some value. I ended up doing an SGP, but to your point, yeah, Zach Thompson didn't look good, but Miami lit him up after seeing him 2 times in a row, and then Milwaukee had seen him twice in his last 5 starts. So I did Pittsburgh plus 2.5 under 10.5 at minus 110 for 0.75 units.
I love it.
It's weird because I
0.75 you said?
Yes, please.
Right.
I haven't had any Wi-Fi troubles at all. I don't know what's wrong today. Yesterday.
It seems to be fine now, so fuck it. All right, so those are the bets for this game. Moving right along to game number 11 here. LA Angels at Oakland A's. Now, I was the lone one who cashed on this one, and this is really what set me apart from the pack yesterday and pulled away from my win.
I cashed. I only had the under.
Oh, that's right. Toast lost big. This is what screwed Toast's entire night.
I was going to say, this is ruined me for the show purposes.
He lost 3 bets in one game. He was all over Oakland. I was on the Angels yesterday, not today. I'm on Oakland plus 1.5 at minus 120 for a full unit. And I'll tell you why I'm fading Mr. Ohtani. So obviously Shohei Ohtani pitching is immediately going to shove a large group of the public onto the Angels, and rightfully so. But to start it off, and this dates back to last season, I have had some success fading Ohtani on the road, more so last year than this year. But he's got a 2.25 ERA at home. It jumps up to a 3.60 on the road. 3.60 ERA is still good, but that's a huge difference than a 2.25 at home in LA. So that's to start it off. Like, I can get there. Secondly, the Oakland A's got shut out last night, and this is an Oakland A's lineup that's been pretty decent for 2 or 3 weeks now. So even though I'm not putting any bank in the A's lineup, bounce back spot for the A's. They could suck 2 days in a row without hesitation. They definitely can. But I'm trusting with what they've shown me recently to come back and put up some runs here. Even if it's only 1 or 2 off Ohtani, then get after the bullpen. The whole point is the Angels do not score runs. Doesn't matter if Ohtani's pitching, not pitching. This lineup sucks. So to get 1.5 at minus 120 with a team that I think is going to score 3 or 4 runs today, I think that's great value for me, even at minus 120. So that's why I am on Oakland. Toast, where are you at?
Similar thing. I'm just going to focus on that team total. Oakland team total over 2.5, minus 115 for 0.75 units. Look, Oakland just saw Ohtani. Ohtani was Oakland's last start. This is a rematch of the last time. So for Oakland to get 3 runs, I mean, they might be able to get 1 or 2 off Ohtani, and then we all know that the Angels bullpen's garbage. So I've had a lot of success with these team totals over 2.5 at that low number. So I'm all over it again today.
To answer this question, a full unit. 1 unit is 1% of your bankroll, or 2% if you're like aggressive, 2.5% if you're really aggressive. I recommend way between 1 and 2% of your bankroll. All right, Sean.
I'm going right back to the well here. I'm gonna play the under 6.5. I know it's super low, but I don't like either of these lineups, to be completely honest with you. Ohtani, I know his numbers are worse on the road than they are at home, but it's still the best pitcher this Angels lineup has. We just saw what this A's lineup was able to put up yesterday. Nothing. And this Angels lineup isn't very good either. And the pitcher for the Athletics, Caprielin, threw 5 1/3 of 1-run ball in his lone start versus the Angels this year. So I know it's low on the under 6.5, but it's only coming back at 102, minus 102. So I'm going to take the under 6.5 here.
And really, just really quickly to Sean's point of the under, Caprillion, no cap, has been very good. I mean, 6 innings, 1 run against, a matter of fact, he's went 5 innings in 1-run ball in 5 of his last 6 starts. So, I mean, he's been very good for them.
Finesse the Book says, Sauce, look behind you. That's got to be the creepiest comment of all time. What was the odds and how much are you betting on the under?
Just a half unit, and it's minus 102.
All right. Cool. So that finishes things up with that shit baseball game. Hopefully we have a good one next. Oh, yeah, we do have a much better game. Giants at Padres. Even though I don't even know if I can regard the Padres as a good team anymore after what they've shown us recently. Toast, why don't you start us off on the Padres game?
So, I actually, capping this game was kind of hard for me just because I'm actually a big Alex Cobb guy, and I think that there is some definite value on the Giants today. I just couldn't get there. I think that Joe Musgrove has looked bad, but he also was dealing with a contract situation. There was an all-star break. There's just a lot of weird variables going around with him. I think the Padres smash here today. I think that everything gets fixed with them. I think they support the guy in Joe Musgrove. That's one of the blocks of their franchise. Give me the Padres minus 1.5 at plus 120 for 0.75 units.
Sean, I see you're nodding your head. I'm assuming you're on the same side.
Same exact bet for a full unit, minus 1.5. It's kind of goes against what Toast always says, and don't try to catch a falling knife. But I think we got it here. At some point, this Padres lineup is too talented to not score, right? Like, at some point, they have to break through and score. And I think it happened tonight. This team needs a win. Give me the Padres minus 1.5.
Yeah, trust me. I wanted to take the Giants here so bad. I mean, fading the Padres to lose back-to-back games at home to the Giants with Musgrove on the mound, that was like, in my head, I was like, oh, this is going to be the sharpest win ever, but I couldn't get there. I was trying. I couldn't. Just nothing that gave me any confidence. So I'm on the Padres 2 ways here. I'm laying the 1.5 with these guys, but I'm also going to take the first 5 on the run line for 0.75 units. I'll put some faith in Musgrove. In my opinion, I think he shuts this horrible Giants lineup down, especially bad against righties. I think they have 0 runs through 5 innings, which means all I need is 1 from the Padres to cast this bet. So that's where I'm at here. Riding the Padres. All right. 12 games down, 3 to go. Next up is Yankees Mariners is next. And this is one of my least favorites. I'll go first just because I don't even have a great description of why I'm here. So I am on the Mariners. I don't love it. Trust me, if the Yankees are back, the last thing I wanted to be is stuck on the other side of their wrath. But there's just too many things working against them here. Number one, Luis Castillo has started 2 games against the Yankees this year. He's beaten them twice. This dude is not scared of the Yankees lineup at all. The most recent win was literally 6 days ago where he beat Garrett Cole. The same exact pitching matchup. And then add in the fact that Garrett Cole's been struggling. What is it, 3 shaky starts in a row for Cole, Toast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with Garrett Cole struggling, and you're going to give me Luis Castillo, who's not only looked great against the Yankees, but he's really looked great for 2 or 3 months now. At plus 115 at home, I have to take it.
You could make an argument that Garrett Cole has had 1 good start in his last 7. I mean, you could kind of make that argument. I mean, give or take.
People are struggling with this. All right. To find out what 1% of your bankroll is, look at how much money you have to bet and move the decimal place 2 spots. That's how. 2 spots to the left. If you have $10,000, you move it 2 spots to the left. $100 units. All right, my bad. I shouldn't have. All right. So that's where I'm at. Toast, I'm assuming you're Seattle too.
Yeah, just first 5 though. Seattle first 5 minus 0.5. Or Jesus, sorry. Seattle first 5 money line at plus 110 for 0.75 units. Just all over Castillo and the Mariners at home. Yeah, I just, again, you're actually getting a decent number with Cole in general, but at the same time, his last couple of starts, he got lit up by Seattle, he got lit up by the Royals. Baltimore, he went in there, gave up 9 hits in 6 innings. I mean, he looked decent against Baltimore and Cincinnati. Or I'm sorry, Boston and Cincinnati, and then the previous start before that, Boston hit him for 5 runs. So, like I said, there's not really a lot of good things to say about Garrett Cole right now, besides that he has a decent history in this league.
So to respond to this comment, so what about the theory of a team seeing a pitcher for the 3rd time, like Castillo? Definitely some accuracy to that. What doesn't really worry me is Castillo's a veteran. He's not some guy that's going to get rattled. Everyone knows what this guy's stuff by now in the league, and he's still successful as hell, which means he knows how to get people out continuously, not just surprise them. You know what I'm saying? So I trust a veteran like Castillo. Normally, though, that is something to consider if a lineup's repeatedly seeing the same pitcher. So, all right, Sean, where you at?
I'm in the same boat. Seattle money line. Only a half unit, though. We just seen this matchup the other day, obviously, with the Mariners coming out on top. Absolutely beat the shit out of Garrett Cole. But a lot of people, I feel like, are going to look at that, like, oh, the Yankees are back, and look at that box score from last night. But, like, the Mariners were, like, 5 feet away from that being a very interesting and different game last night if that grand slam stays fair.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
I don't think it was necessarily as lopsided as the box score shows. So give me the Mariners on the money line.
All right.
You have no idea how hard that I would. That would be fair.
You're breaking up again.
That Alaskan air.
Yo, for real. We only have 1 game left, too. He's breaking up in the home. Oh, wait, no, 2? No, 1 game left. I skipped the doubleheader. That's why we only have 14. So, Twins at Dodgers. Final game. And I literally wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words as my description here.
I thought you were about to say 8 bets.
No, 8 words. No explanation needed. It's hit 8 straight times. I'm on Dodgers minus 1.5. As I'm assuming both of these guys are going to be right after me. It just continues to hit. It's like the Energizer Buddy. It just keeps going and going. Toast, do I just copy and paste that in? And Sean, are you on it too?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take the Dodgers minus 1.5. For a full unit as well.
He had me for like a second, then I was like, oh, he's bullshitting. Wow, we got through that a good time. 50 minutes, we made it through the whole slate. So, I have some parlays. I'm definitely going to give one out. Let me just try to pick which one I want to give out. Toast, do you have any hit parlays to give out?
I do. I didn't have time to put it in the
Just say it. I'll do it right now.
Okay. Vlad Guerrero, Paul Goldschmidt, Austin Riley, and your favorite player, Alex Bohm.
The stud.
Of course, you pick the names that are hardest to type. Guerrero, Goldschmidt, who?
Riley,
Yep.
Bohm, Bohm.
Yep, I know him. And you know, Sean's about to tell us what that came to, right?
Yeah. And then the last one was Goldschmidt.
Yep.
Give
your
plus
parlay
215.
shots, Plus
What's up?
215.
Plus
Plus
215.
215.
Plus 215. So there's Toast, his parlay. As we know, he's had a lot of success with those. Let's see. Which one? I want to give out. See, I like when the one on the show hits, so I want to make sure. I'll give out this one. It's on the riskier side, but I actually think that it should hit. So, all right. So for the parlay I'm giving out is Phillies -1.5, Mets -1.5, Astros -1.5, and that comes out to be plus 561. So ride in those run lines, which I usually don't do. I usually stick to underdog money lines in the parlays. I feel like I have more success that way. But I'm on some run lines here. How about Sean, a.k.a. Parlay Peter, or whatever he calls himself? What do you got?
Parlay Paulie.
Parlay, that's it.
I actually have two, but the one I meant to give out when we went over the games, I did a Padres Cardinals money line for a full unit parlay. That comes back at plus 143.
Did you want that? You wanted that in like with your picks on the thing?
Yeah, I meant to give it out when we were going over the games, but I wrote it at the bottom of my notes, so I forgot about it.
I'll fix it when we edit the results. I'll fix it.
But my actual parlay tonight is same as you. I'm going all run lines, but I'm doing the Padres -1.5, the Jays -1.5, and the Dodgers -1.5, and that comes back at 684.
Ooh, look at these two parlays right here. I might put all 6 of those together and do like a 5-pick round robin or something. I shouldn't be saying. I might do that privately. I don't want to be giving out like bad ideas if people. This guy says Parlay Paulie sounds like a pedo. Oh shit.
I was gonna make a joke when we were going over the Reds game about Minor getting touched up, but I was just like, nah, let me skip that.
Hold on, let me clear out our picks. Let's each give a Dinger Tuesday. I'll look it up right now and pick one before we close out. Dinger Tuesday.
So
man.
I actually learned something from Dinger Tuesday. I was talking to this guy, the professor, on Twitter. He gives out a lot of hit parlays and stuff like that. I didn't know that you could actually pick more than one game. As long as you do your $25, you could pick every game on the board if you wanted to. I didn't know that. I thought it was like you literally.
I didn't know that either.
Game. Me neither.
I thought when you opted in, it only counted as the first bet.
And I'm like, oh, well, crap. So I have 2 picks today. I'm going Austin Riley of the Braves and then Eugenio Suarez of the Mariners yet again.
Austin Riley and Suarez for Toast. I know what team I wanted. I'm going to take a Philly.
Yeah,
hit one
I was
off
looking
Garrett.
at Reese. I was looking at Reese.
I think I'm going to go a little like more unexpectedly. Give me to hit a home run. How about
Right, Paul?
Nah, Segura just is too recent back from injury. Give me Real Muto. Actually, is he batting lefty? No, he switched, right?
Nah, he's a righty.
Cool. Give me Real here. So let me write these in. So I'm taking Real Muto to hit a home run for Dinger Tuesday, and that's at plus 320. And Toast gave out Riley and damn, my mouse fell. Toast gave out Riley
and Suarez.
Do you know what their odds were now?
Yeah, Riley's plus 300 and Suarez. I'll be able to tell you in 2 seconds. Suarez is a little bit better. He is plus 450.
Plus 450. All right. And Sean, have you come up with a Dinger Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm going to go a little off the wall because I played the over in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take a stab since it's Dinger Tuesday. Give me Patrick Wisdom to hit a long ball for the Cubs tonight at plus 320.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
He
Wizzy
takes
in the
a
house.
Chicago Cub. Have we? I don't think we've ever taken a Cub on Dinger Tuesday before. Our first Cub.
It's funny that you said that because I really wanted to take Suzuki at plus 430, or that Christopher Morel kid was at plus 500, and he hit one last night. But so that's why I didn't do it, because I didn't think he was going to hit one in back-to-back nights.
All right, so that we're done. Thanks everyone for watching. Big night of betting tonight. Remember, be smart, pick your spots. Don't go all in on one game. Even if like you hear us going all crazy about how much we like a pick, still bet conservatively. Be smart. We need this bankroll up because football's about to start, and we're laying serious bread in September.
Yeah, guys, just so you guys know, like, no matter how much I can speak for Sauce because I know, none of us at no point are we putting 3 or 4 units on a money line play. At no point. At all.
Yeah, no, I never bet more than 1 or 2% of my bankroll. I'm pretty conservative with that. So, all right, everyone have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow. You know what? Let's look at tomorrow, see when we want to go. There's some day games, so why don't we go 11... Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's my birthday. Oh, shit.
How's your fucking day?
Yeah, but I'm doing a dinner with my family at night, so I could still host the show on my birthday. Let's do 11 a.m. That's 7 a.m. bright and early for Toast. 11 a.m. tomorrow. Let's get it. And when we speak tomorrow at 11 a.m., all of our bank accounts will be more caked. I can't guarantee that. I hope. Everyone have a great night. Hit us up on Twitter if you need anything or just want to chat. Talk to you guys later.